I mean, really,
well,
are you?
I
Are
don't know
you?
I really don't know if I am. Okay, here we go. We are ready, it turns out, and we're going to start it off right now with a little bit of audio, so sit back and relax, everybody, as it begins in 3, 2, 1.
You see, down here they got heavy armor, so avoid that route if you can. Now here they've only got troopers and landmaid suits, so this is the way to go now. Hey, where are you going?
The bathroom.
Ow! The morning stream. 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 The morning stream.
This is the morning stream.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for Thursday, March 18th, 2021. This is the day we end our public broadcast for the week. However, if you're a patron, you get tomorrow's show, so I guess don't fret.
That's
but
right.
It's good to be here. Brian is right there. I'm right here. I'm Scott. Hi, Brian. I'm Scott.
It's weird because I feel like I'm right here and you're right there. But
Which way do I
yeah, how is
point?
that possible? How can we both be
There we go.
here and there at the same time?
Life comes at you fast. And if you're not fast enough, how's that go? If you're not fast enough, it'll run over you.
If you, let's see. Life moves pretty fast, and if you
don't
what are you
get up
doing-
in the
still doing
morning-
here? The movie's over.
Yeah, get out of here. My girlfriend's super hot and Cameron's lame.
The movie's over.
I know the movie Dice Tomato. We're trying to come up with a quote here. How's the quote
Right.
go?
Right. Life moves pretty fast. It's definitely the beginning. I'm looking it up.
Life moves pretty fast.
Life moves pretty fast,
If you
and
don't
if you
get
don't
in
look around
there-
every once in a while, you might miss it.
There it is.
I think that's it.
Bing.
And I found it before I finished Googling it.
You got it. Well done. It just took. We needed a starter, is what we needed. Like a little bit of helper there. That was like a cue card. We just needed a cue card.
So I typed "life moves pretty fast" in Google, and first few things it gives me a few YouTube links. Then it says people also ask, "Who said life moves pretty fast?" But here's the second one: when you stop and look around, Ferris Bueller.
What? Really?
Yeah, when you stop and look around, Ferris Bueller? Question mark.
I don't like that. That sounds wrong. That sounds discordant and
It
not
really
right.
does. I kind of like this. I'm gonna copy it and put it in chat.
Speaking of weird things on the internet, so I don't know how much you've been following this NFT thing, the non-fungible token.
I just like saying fungible. That's about as much
Yeah.
as I follow it.
It's a pretty good time to say fungible, I think. It's a good word.
It is. Yes.
But it's all the rage with digital artists and the whatnots right now.
Mhm.
Basically, it's blockchain-based identification of a digital file of, let's say, I don't know, like that O.B. Henry behind me could be a non-fungible token piece of
It
art,
could.
and I could
But
sell
then
it.
you would not. Right, but then it would cease to be yours at that point.
Well, see, that's the weird thing about it is it doesn't, because you can still infinitely copy that digital file. It's no different than any other copy of that file. It's just
Yeah,
that,
but once somebody owns it, wouldn't that be copyright infringement if
No.
somebody else?
nope,
No, really?
nope. That's the weird.
What's to
that's-
stop you from selling multiple copies? I thought that was the whole point, is that it was a singular thing.
You'd think, but nope.
Yeah.
It is purely, and this is true, what I'm about to tell you, 100% bragging rights. That's it. Like, whether or not you brag or not, that's not what I'm saying. But what I mean is, let's say you want to buy an Elon Musk tweet, okay? You can do this, by the way. So you can go
You can.
take your Ethereum, hop onto one of these NFT sites, and you go and you say, all right, I want to buy this tweet that Elon Musk posted in 2017 about SpaceX that day. So I'm going to buy that tweet. And this stuff goes for in stupid amounts of money, like 50, 60 grand for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
If you translate the money. Ethereum's like, I don't know, five Ethereum is like 50 grand or something now. I don't know what it is. But anyway, you can go buy his tweet. Now, that doesn't mean that a million people can't quote the tweet, copy the tweet, screen cap the tweet.
Well, okay, yeah, right. So it's like having the original Mona Lisa versus reproductions of the Mona Lisa.
Kind
There's
of,
only
yes.
one Mona Lisa.
Yes. The one difference is
reproduce
they're 100% copies of each other, and whereas the
Right.
Mona Lisa clearly is not a one
There's,
for one.
one where you see the paint marks and the
Right. So you get literally, if you're going to sell a GIF or a JPEG, which people are doing, like somebody sold like the first rotating skull
animated GIF.
Yeah, and it went for a whole bunch of money. And but I could go right click that GIF on the page they're selling it with and download it, and I have it.
Your site and do whatever.
It doesn't matter, and there's no illegality about that or anything. It's just somebody somebody can say, I'm the actual owner of the thing you guys are all looking at.
They just can't do anything about other people using it.
No, there's nothing they can do. No,
Gotcha.
it's just that's thrown out the window just by the nature of the thing. So it's really weird. And so I started digging into it because a bunch of my artist friends are doing it, and I'm like, well, I could do this. Let's see what this is about. So I start digging around in it. I'm getting close. I got to get some Ethereum into a bank account. That's been a nightmare, actually, because getting it converted has been weird. You got to, like right now, my best method to do this is I got to go somewhere, exchange cash, like U.S. cash / U.S. money. I have to exchange for Bitcoin, and then I got to convert Bitcoin into Ethereum, which is a whole other cryptocurrency. Oh, that's funny.
We can't even go right from American dollars to Ethereum. We have to.
Well, I tried, but it told me it wouldn't take it from. I tried two methods. One, it says, "Oh, we'll take your debit card. We won't do it American Express, but we'll do debit card." So I put my debit card in there. Like, "Oh, we can't do that debit card." I'm like, "All right, well, what ones can you do?" Then I tried to do a bank one, and like, "Oh, we can't do credit unions." And I'm like, "Well, sure is a lot of shit you can't do. What can you do?" So right now it looks like I gotta go dollars, Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then here's the weird bit about Ethereum. It is in real time changing its value constantly by the nanosecond. Unlike, the stock market, you're like, oh, well, this morning it was worth $5. By the mid-afternoon, it was worth $5.50. I was in there trying to add money. It says, you're going to need to put $138 worth of Ethereum into this account. I went to do it. It says, nope, sorry, try a different method. Went to do the bank method. It says, you're going to have to put $212 worth of Ethereum.
It's a constantly moving target.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing press your luck. You're slamming your plunger down and really hoping that you end up on the pool table and not on a whammy.
Yeah. So by the time I got done, I had a third one that was back down below like 120 or something. Like,
oh, wow.
It was all over the place. And it just reminded me of just how hyper fast and hyper it's just so different than like the analog world, right? It's just so different. Anyway, the idea is, and I've had a few artists do this, artist friends of mine. I had an artist friend who put up an old digital piece of art he did years ago. That thing sold for 0.25 something Ethereum.
Okay.
Dude made, what is that? It's like $1,000.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so what he did, like someone in the chat says, everyone's going to get burned. Well, he isn't, because here's what he does. He sells the stuff, makes the Ethereum, immediately cashes the Ethereum out in the U.S. dollars, doesn't hang on to the Ethereum to see if it grows or whatever, even though right now it's growing, so it'd be a good time to hang on to it. But he cashes it out. Now he's got $1,000 as if he did $1,000 commission. Like, it's not a bad way to go. Len's doing this. A few other people I know are doing this. So I'm going to try it, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. A little experiment here. I'm going to do some Fred and Can original art, and we'll see if it sells. Boy, it really does throw you off though, Brian, because you go on the side, it'll say this thing's 0.22 Ethereum. You're like, big deal. That's less than 1 Ethereum.
Right. When you see the decimal points is that your money's translating to, it just doesn't feel like it's.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like people that sell something for 5 Ethereum, 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever it is, like ridiculous amounts of money. But anyway, we're gonna experiment with that because I just want to know what's up. I'm not convinced it's 100% the future, and this idea that every single pixel on the internet can be sold, which basically is true, is just a concept I need to fart around with my head more before I make a judgment call. But it's just all very odd. We're living in weird times, Brian. Trying to keep up. Low T. All right.
Low T, keep it up. Popeye.
We'll
just bitch through all these.
Speaking of Popeye, Popeye's currently owned by the Warner Brothers Corporation. You know what else is owned by the Warner Brothers Corporation?
Oh, nice segue. Would it be the Justice League?
Yeah, how about DC Comics and the Justice League and all all the things that are therein, and that includes their movie efforts. And I wanted to do a quick a quick Thursday morning DC roundup of news that just happened that might be interesting to some folks.
Yeah.
So with word on the street that the Snyder Cut is good, okay, that's the word. I didn't see the first one. The one that's being recut, I've never seen. So if it's actually good on me because I avoided the problem, I guess. And I'll just see the good one.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, there is now a disclaimer at the front of that film that rolls before it starts on a blue screen that says, quote, "This film is presented in 4:3 format to preserve the integrity of Zack Snyder's creative vision," unquote.
Right.
So literally, I just want to make this clear. In 2021, Zack Snyder's remake or recut of freaking Justice League is not running widescreen.
It's because of IMAX.
I assume so, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. Because he they filmed it for IMAX, but I don't know why they can't make a widescreen version of the IMAX, and why not say, if you've got, I don't know who's got a projector or some TV screen that is IMAX format at home,
right?
Give us the home version widescreen, and if you want to go to a theater in 2022, whenever we can,
Otherwise, this is like us watching an episode of Friends in 1995. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, the 95 was that too late or too early? I don't know when Friends started.
I don't remember.
The point is, 4:3, and I don't know, man. I'm bummed about this. I'm bummed about that. So that's one thing, and then. The Ryan Reynolds feller, he's cool. We like him and stuff. He's good.
We do like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the Deadpool and the whatnot.
Mint Mobile. He's the Mint Mobile pitchman is his new gig.
Is that his oh no, I'm thinking he has a gin too, right? Or something. He's like a soup. He has his own branded
I think
gin.
so.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yes,
Aviation
Aviation
gin. It makes you fly.
I haven't tried it. I need to try it.
You should try
I just dumped all my Tanqueray into those raisins. We're trying I'm doing the raisins tomorrow. I'm not waiting anymore.
Oh my gosh.
3 weeks.
We got to do it on the show though.
Okay.
Wait, should we do it on PM though, or do it on a regular?
Could do it. I could do it. Hell, I'll do it now. I'll go get the damn raisins now. If you
know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get those raisins. We're gonna try them.
All right, you want me to grab them
now?
Yeah,
you go grab them. I'm gonna tell people about this Ryan Reynolds thing.
You keep going with the Ryan Reynolds story.
All right, so here's the deal. Ryan Reynolds live tweeted his first ever viewing of his 2011 superhero bomb, Green Lantern. And he did it yesterday on St. Patrick's Day, which is pretty cool. So he is among the many, says this article, celebrating St. Patrick's Day on Wednesday with his favorite drink of choice. And that drink of choice is that thing he makes, Aviation Gin brand. The 44-year-old actor sat down and watched his 2011 superhero bomb, Green Lantern, apparently for the first time ever, to help celebrate both St. Patty's Day and the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League on Thursday. So that's today? Is that up now? Could I go in there now and see it? I mean, I'm not saying I'm in any hurry to see that, but could I? I mean, I actually kind of do. I think this weekend, I think me and Kim, but to hear it's not widescreen, like, what are we doing here? Why? What are we doing? Anyway, he says this. Reynolds has consistently bashed his own Green Lantern movie over the years, taking shots at it in the Deadpool movies and also on social media, but it seems he's never watched the film in its entirety, which he did yesterday with the help of his own Aviation Gin brand. So he sat down, forced himself to watch it, and then did commentary via social media about it as he did it. I say, we salute you, Ryan Reynolds.
We do.
All right, Brian brought his booze raisins. Let's see these things.
Booze raisins. So now, when I first did this, I didn't realize that they needed to soak for a few weeks to absorb all the gin. And that's really what's happened here. Like, so we're looking at these golden raisins right here.
Yeah. Yeah, look at those. 2
Lovely
scoops.
golden raisins.
Yep.
And when I first did this at the end of February, it was basically like a thick stew with all of the raisins and like an eighth of an inch or quarter of an inch of gin above the raisins. There's like a little bit of gin moisture still left in here.
And it's just gin, no water, no additives, nothing. It's just gin.
Yeah, just
Okay.
gin and raisins. Two ingredients in this thing.
And how's that smell? Does it smell fermented or boozy or
It smells.
fruity?
Yeah, there's very little smell. There's like there's more of a fruity smell, but even like it's just a faint fruity smell. When I first opened this, there was kind of a whoosh of the gin smell. But keep in mind, to get things evaporating, I've had the Tupperware on here, kind of with a little bit of air to let the because I didn't want it. I wanted it to do what it was supposed to do.
Did you say maybe you did refrigerator or out in the open or
no? Out in the open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess these are like super like moist now. They're like awesome little.
Yeah, they look plumper
Yeah.
than they did before. There's things I don't like, like
things I don't like.
grape leaves that
Oh,
somehow
yeah.
ended up in the that's going. Bye.
Yeah. You don't want those little bits and bobs, and there may be a raisin that's
I don't even want to look at those because they're like dark green.
no. Well, let's give these a shot.
With a lid, yes, Clairgac, but the lid partially off.
Right.
All right, so
That's how we live
we're
our
going to
lives.
consume one of these right now. So
Okay.
here's a nice big plump.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was about a third the size before I put the gin in there.
Yeah. It's like a little testicle.
I like to eat.
Okay, go for
Now
it.
we're going to try it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
it doesn't taste like a raisin,
Okay.
and it doesn't taste like gin. It tastes like detergent. Like if
Great.
yeah, maybe it was a bad one. I'm supposed to have 9 of these anyway, so that's one.
Oh, okay. Wait, why is it 9? I don't remember that.
It was in the news story. The woman ate 9 gin-soaked raisins
right.
every day.
The old lady that lived to be 1,000,000 or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Still kind of detergent-y?
First one very detergent-y. The subsequent ones, it's weird. They're like they don't taste like raisins. I mean, they kind of taste. It's weird, like soapy grapes.
Wow. I mean, they
Yeah.
probably get better as you go, but I wonder if that's the alcohol
Mm-hmm.
and not the actual taste of the thing getting better.
I think I'm about 6 or 7 right now. We'll just do the last 3 all in one go.
Yeah. Let's give it all a shot. See if you live an extra day.
5. Mm-hmm.
Because that's the idea, right? One extra day.
No arthritis.
Yeah,
that was the deal.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, it's a miracle.
Amazing. It. Oh yeah. So it might be the juniper, right? It's the juniper in the gin.
Oh, I didn't know there was juniper in gin.
That is, juniper berries are what gin gets its flavor from.
Oh, I didn't know
Those
that.
little tiny shriveled up light blue berries you find on juniper bushes.
Oh, I always thought those are poison. Or maybe they are. They got to be processed or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, they probably give
Poisonous to dogs.
you. Oh, yeah. Everything is. Yeah. Somebody told me the other day you could give a dog a raisin, but not a grape. I don't understand.
Right. It's because of the choking hazard, I think.
Oh, is that the reason? Okay. I always
think
thought it was
so,
some kind
yeah.
of toxic thing, but maybe.
Oh no, we looked this up. I'm sorry, you're right. It was something in the skin. There was something in the grape skin that is toxic to dogs.
Oh, interesting.
There are some peanuts you can't do because of the choking hazard, but grapes, I think it's because of the skin.
Yeah. You're going to choke on a almost said penis. Peanut. You're going to choke on a peanut.
Yes.
Real
by the
quick.
way,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Raisins and grapes are both toxic to dogs. So whoever told you it's okay to give dogs raisins lied.
Maybe I was a craisin. Maybe that was what they told me.
Maybe cranberries are okay for
Yeah,
dogs.
maybe
It
those
could
are
be.
okay because I do like a good
Yeah.
craisin, and I think the dog ate one when I dropped it on the floor, and she's fine. But I was gonna quick follow up. I did the pineapple thing that someone suggested. So you give the
Oh yeah,
you
right.
give one of the dogs some pineapple.
So they stop eating poop.
Yeah, so
how's
the
that
one
been
dog
working?
stops eating its poop, and as best I can tell, I guess it sort of worked because she has since then
She
hasn't eaten any, but
any poop since.
it feels like empirical evidence. Like I don't feel like I don't have enough data.
What you
yet.
need to do is put some poop in front of the dog.
Yeah, see how she
And
goes.
just see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a controlled experiment here, and I just don't have the time or the resources for it. But I just gave
Look at
her.
it and say, no, I'm going cold turdy.
Yeah, there it is. I gave her some cold turkey.
Yeah. I know.
I know.
Let's move on. Let's just let it die. Let it die.
Just
on the
wash.
vine
It's
and
washing over me. It's like slow syrup running uphill. But I like it. It turns out I like it. Anyway, well, there's your gin berries. We'll see if that affects Brian at all during today's show. I guess I would assume.
Woo!
I mean, next up, you could do prunes. You know, you could move up in your shriveled fruit category.
Right. And just really help me poop.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing that raisins do that just as well as prunes do, right? Any dried fruit.
I would assume.
You always hear
so.
that's the prune reputation, though.
Right. Right. It's so they're a massive source of fiber, but they should all soak up stuff the same. I would, if I had to guess. Again, the science I have on this is limited. So what we should do is ask an actual science person. Maybe not about this, but about something else. I'm trying to do a good transition. It's just not really working. So instead, I'll play this.
I think science is cool.
I also think science is cool, and I also think Bobby Frankenberger is cool. Or in my head, I keep hearing Booby Frankenbooger, but I can't.
It's okay.
It's your fault, dude. You're the one that did it.
I hear it every day in my head ever since elementary school as well.
Oh, so. Great. Good. Then we can just keep bringing that back and making that trauma raw.
Scott, it stopped hurting a long time ago. So.
Well, good. Take some gin raisins.
Desensitized to the pain.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Bobby Frankenberger joining us. He does a science podcast and comes on the show and does commentary about science on Thursdays. Most Thursdays anyway, and we're glad to have you back. You sent me an article that I had actually been holding on to for the show and ended up not using yet because it felt sciencey. And then when you brought it up, oh yeah, of course, we're going to totally do this. And it sounds like goofball on the surface of things, but it turns out there's like maybe a discussion to be had. They're sending like gobs of semen up to the moon, right? Like all the semen in the world, not all of it, but a lot of like male sperm is headed. They want to send it to the moon to do what? Make the moon pregnant? What's the plan?
I'm so glad that you said it that way because you've already illustrated why it's important to talk about this because there's so many inaccuracies in just that one sentence that you did.
Yeah.
It's not gobs.
First of all, it's not gobs. Wow. I hope it's not gobs.
First of all, it's not just male semen that it's not human seed that they're talking about exclusively. They're talking about sperm and eggs and seeds from like 6.7 million different species of plant, animal, and fungi on Earth.
Oh, see, there you go already. I surface read that and thought, oh, that's a lot of people semen. That's one guy having a real good time. Like, what are we doing here? That's a lot.
It's not your fault. You read it exactly the way the New York Times intended you to read it. So
yeah, exactly.
So yeah. Also, they're not doing it. They're just talking about whether it's feasible to do it.
But still, what's the point? To see how this genetic material behaves in that climate, aka different gravitational stuff and all that. Is that the whole idea?
No, not exactly, because they could test that in other ways, right? The space station is a lot closer to us than the moon, so that would be an easier way to do if they really wanted to test that. And also, we can just make those cold environments on Earth if you were just trying to test cold environments. In fact, most things, all these seeds probably have already been in cryogenic temperatures on Earth because people store things like that. We have the whole seed bank. Have you heard of the seed bank, the Norwegian seed bank?
No.
No.
What are they doing? What are the Vikings
repository.
doing? A bunch of frozen Viking sperm? Like, what's that about?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. No, it's there's a Norwegian island called Spitsbergen, and they have a global seed vault there where they keep.
Because you wouldn't find it on Swallowsbergen.
No, it's only on Spitsbergen. Man, that's terrible that it's Spitsbergen. Okay, but what do they keep? They're keeping we're not talking about just like human sperm. They're keeping everything there. Like there's goat sperm and horse.
Right. The idea was let's take all the different seed DNA samples and seed and ovum and stuff of all the living things that we know of, and let's store it somewhere to have like a bank or a library of all the living things that are on Earth currently, because I mean things go extinct all the time, so let's try to keep it preserved.
Oh, I get you. Okay, so if these freaking giant pandas would quit being such weenies and not reproducing, we wouldn't have to keep so much of their backup sperm around.
Right.
Okay.
And instead of keeping it here on Earth, we're basically going to create a little vault of all these things. We're creating the Disney vault of humanity on the moon.
Right. Well, that's what these scientists and engineers were proposing. They were saying the idea is the Earth is a fragile place. It's it's subject to wildly changing environments, right? Like climate change. You've got flooding. You've got earthquakes. Like there's lots of things that can happen on the Earth that would put these seeds at risk. So why not have like an off-site backup?
Oh, it's like it's like remote cloud backup up there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Above the clouds.
We're uploading sperm to the moon is what we're doing.
Yeah. That's been your excuse for years, but now you can. It's real. So hold on though. Like that's very interesting. Just as a cold storage backup or whatever controlled system, environment they want to have, but the moon's not experiencing, freaking. Hurricane season and all that BS. Like it's just up there controlling our tides. It doesn't care. That's a great idea. Actually, now I'm all for this. Let's get the sperm on the boat and let's go.
Well, I'm not convinced that it's a great idea. I think that there are a lot of problems still to solve. First of all, it's not just like, put some sperm in a rocket and shoot it to the moon. There's a lot more that has to go on.
Yeah. Bubble wrap.
This possible. Yeah, exactly.
Put bubble wrap around it.
Yeah, that's all you need. It's just a nice layer of bubble wrap.
Might rattle around in there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. It's fragile. We have to build a place to store it. It turns out that you would have to have a place to put it on the moon, like a facility, and we haven't even sent people to the moon since the 70s. So so there are a lot of steps to get there. And they seem to think that this is like a cost-saving measure. Like instead of, like it's more cost-efficient to do this than it is to spend a bunch of money on conservation efforts for animals and everything. And I think that's a weird argument.
Oh yeah, that is weird. I'm not sure why we couldn't do both though. Like that's
one thing. For sure.
That's usually my complaint on the other side when people are complaining about spending too much money or time trying to get to Mars and we're not worried enough about what's happening down here. My comment to those people is again, we can do both. Like
we should do both because it turns out that life on Earth over billions and billions of years was very specifically evolved to be life on Earth. There's life on Mars or on the moon and stuff like that. It's not going to be nowhere near what we want it to be right now. Like that should be an absolute last ditch. We have no other option. Let's build a colony on Mars because otherwise we're all screwed. We should also be trying really hard to make it so we don't have to do that.
The idea isn't to say, hopefully our idea isn't our only choice now is to figure out how to get all of us to Mars so we can survive longer. It should be hey, we should explore our, as we're able to, and as the tech improves and blah, 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 we should reach out. That's what we do. We're explorers. That's how we work. But also here at home, we probably ought to take care of our food production problems or whatever our issues are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's do both.
And to be sure, NASA is not their goal, and all these scientists who are trying to get to Mars and explore it and everything. Their goal is not we need to save humanity. They're just trying to do science. They're trying to learn as much as they can about the environment of Mars for the sake of science and for the unknown that we will learn about, and who knows where that will lead us.
Yeah.
So that's not to disparage the science that's being done at all, but this idea that we're all going to be okay if we just colonize Mars is, I don't know that that's
they should put argument. If they're going to have corporate money on this, and what they need a company to run the program, they should use there's a company in Germany already called Siemens. They should just use them. Just get Siemens involved.
That's right. It's already right there in the name.
Yeah, get them going.
to get all these seeds onto the moon, they have all these ways that they want to do it. They think it won't be too expensive. They would use the current like Falcon X rockets or SpaceX stuff that is to get it there. They want to invent all these little robots. There's actually lava tubes on the moon.
Whoa!
Of course there are.
Yeah.
Great.
Push the button. Find the button.
I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, I said it real slow so you could.
Yeah, the way
lava tubes.
you did it a lot like I can't think of the actor's name. What's his name?
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. You did it a lot like Ernie Hudson. You did him right. Yeah. You did him well. Okay, there it is. I found it.
Lava tubes.
There you go.
Yeah. So these were just discovered not too long ago, a few years back, that they're these because they're these like meteorites or something have hit the surface on top of the lava tubes and exposed them. There's like a hole. There's all these holes on the moon that go straight down into these lava tubes, and that's what they want to do. These engineers, they said, well, let's drop this sperm bank into these lava tubes, and that's where we can store them. And so then they would have to make it a lot colder than the moon even is. You think about the moon being cold,
really?
But it's not down to cryogenic temperatures.
So they'd have to figure. Yeah, so this all sounds like future-y business.
Yeah, it sounds like future-y business. Yes, that's the department of NASA that's actually working on it. Believe it or not, the future-y business department.
The Department of Future-y Business. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad my tax money is going to important stuff like the Department of Future-y Business. That makes me proud.
Yeah.
Well, more on this, of course, is out there and available if you want to go read on it. But are you planning on covering this on your podcast? And if not, what else can people find on your fantastic new science podcast?
I don't know that we're going to be covering this. I think I would have. We try to be a little as clean as we can on all around science, and I don't think I could make it a whole episode without
giggling like
jokes.
An idiot. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I feel you.
But we do talk about a lot of science stuff. We just spent some time talking about RNA and different types of RNA. You know, the COVID vaccine, we've been talking a lot about RNA, and we talked several different kinds on this last episode that just came out on Monday. So if you're interested in that. But we talk about all kinds of stuff in science news. You know, anything that we find that's interesting that we think you guys would want to hear about. So you should check it out. It's All Around Science is the name of the podcast.
Fantastic. And that's true. You should check it out. Bobby, always a pleasure. We'll see you next time for more science coverage. Goodbye now.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bobby.
You have a weird buzz going. Did you hear that a couple times?
Yeah, it was happening yesterday during Tom's coaching sessions, and it's something with Discord. But when you and I are talking, we don't have that.
No.
It's when you pull in.
Was it only when Bobby's in the room? Was Bobby part of the coaching thing?
Bobby was there for the coaching. He was muted for most of it, but
I think it might be him.
It could be him or it could be different, because I know that there was just an update yesterday or the day before with Discord. And I'm updated, but maybe not everyone is. I don't know.
That's weird. It wasn't terrible. But
No. Not
Dice Tomato keeps saying it's coming from me. No, everything comes from me for you guys. All of it gets piped to you through me. So yeah, it came from me, but that's like saying, I don't know what that's like saying. Oh, Dice Tomato's on one today. It's the Dice Tomato Day.
Yeah.
It's D Day here at Untitled. All right, we're gonna. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna do news. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
because we have some. So here you go. It's time for the news, brought to you by
Coverville. Today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, celebrating the birthday of Jerry Cantrell, who was the founder and guitarist songwriter for Alice in Chains. So you're going to get 2 sets of Alice in Chains covers. No covers by the band, or at least I haven't done a whole bunch of looking for covers by the band. Found a lot of covers of the band, so you're going to hear those, obviously. And you're going to get some Alice in Wonderland to kind of fill out the show. So things like Wonderland by XTC, White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, lots of stuff. There's a lot of songs actually influenced and with a nod to Alice in Wonderland. I Am the Walrus by the Beatles.
Oh yeah, love that one.
Based on the sequel to Alice in Wonderland.
Hey, I was listening to, it's funny you bring that up. I was listening to George Harrison's solo work from the 70s, but I did not hear anything from the 80s, which would have probably included I've Got My Mind Set on You, which I didn't hear.
Right. So you listened to All Things Must Pass, probably.
Yeah, I think
a lot of
so.
stuff from there.
Yeah, it was very good.
Oh, it's a great album.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So, why is my echo talking? Oh my gosh, my echo. She hears her name. What did I even say? George Harrison, 70s. What did you hear?
Yeah.
There was no A word in
Who
there.
knows? Who knows?
All right.
She just hears what she wants to hear is the problem.
Yeah, she is a problem. Okay, check this out. Pickle packing pervert popped on private premise.
Oh, work that pop filter.
That's right. I miss the smoking guns headlines, so whenever we get to have one, they're famous for this stupidness.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very, very nice. A pantsless Florida man was arrested yesterday after police spotted him pleasuring himself, as my dad would say, with a pickle while on a private premise. Private premises. Wouldn't be private premise, would it?
If it's just one, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would think that premises... I have one question, though. Was it a dildo?
You mean his flight, was it a dildo?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a real deal on it. He got a real break.
No, not his flight.
Oh,
not a
what'd you say?
dildo. The pickle that he was pleasuring himself
Oh.
with. Was it a dildo?
Oh, like, did he get a good price on the pickle? Is that what you're saying? A deal, though? Is that what you're saying? A deal, though? Are you going straight
No,
to
I'm
dildo?
saying a dill, like a dill pickle.
Oh,
Was
I
it a
get it
dildo?
now. A dildo.
Jeez Louise.
All of those jokes made me laugh. All of them. The
I
wrong
know.
ones,
What's great is the other ones I didn't think were that funny.
the 2 or 3 wrong ones, and the one right one that you said, all of those made me
Like,
laugh.
what flight? Where did a flight come into this?
I don't even know. Where did I get that? I don't know where I got a flight. Usually these people are on planes doing weird stuff with a pickle. That's why.
Yeah. Well, Florida man's got to get somewhere.
So am I on my premise right now? I'm still hung
I
up on
guess
this.
that's really weird. Like you only ever hear. It's not like you say pant, right? And you'll say pant leg, but you pretty much always say pants, and so I always hear it as premises. I don't think of one location being a premise versus premises.
Yeah, I don't either. So
We're
this
gonna
is
need you guys to leave the premise.
get off your premise, ma'am. Is this your premise? Well, anyway, responding to a suspicious person call around 4 p.m., a cop saw Eric Dadelage, age 47, lying on his back in front of a townhouse in Oldsmar in a city in Tampa Bay, or a city in the Tampa Bay area. Dadelage, however you say it, unencumbered. Did they really say unencumbered? Did they mean to say that?
Unencumbered. Hold on.
I think they meant it. By pants or underwear, had his unit in one hand and a large uneaten pickle in the other. Well, yeah, it's uneaten. It wouldn't be in his hand.
Pickle, he wouldn't be able to hold it.
Right, it'd be mush.
I can hold those eaten raisins that I consumed this morning. I can only hold the uneaten raisins.
I will not use the words they used to describe this next part. Let's just say he was using the pickle in a very obscene way. Okay? All right.
Let's just say that he was shoving some wood in the wood chipper
That was his friend
while
there.
he was driving with the gear shift.
There you go. That's an image that will surely not.
Yeah, nobody will have any idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It'll go over.
That won't invoke a bunch of thoughts in people's heads about what they're looking at.
Sure.
It'll be fine. It says he was arrested on a misdemeanor exposure of sexual organs charge. That's a thing there in Florida. They probably made it special for that state. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's being held in Pinellas, County Jail in lieu of a $150 bond. That's all? $150? Really?
Wow.
That seems cheap.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much just have to go without one pickle purchase to be able to afford his bond.
Yeah. Why don't you go without pickles for a couple of months, and now you can afford your bond? He had prior convictions of disorderly conduct, resisting police, criminal mischief, and he has a tattoo on his arm that says, "Only God can judge me." No, I can do it too. I can totally do it.
Yeah, we can all judge.
Yeah.
Sorry,
we're doing it now. We're doing it now. Like right now, we're
Eric
totally
Datige.
judging Eric with what's his hooch. And good luck with your pickle. All right. No pickles were harmed in the making of this news story.
They don't say whether the arm that has the tattoo that says "Only God can judge me" was the arm holding the pickle or the arm holding the peen.
Yeah, which one's your dominant arm? Which
Right,
one would you
exactly.
get the shot in? All right, moving on.
This story is Vlasic.
Yeah, it's a Vlasic story. Florida. Oh, I didn't even mean to do this. Florida woman. All right, sorry,
Wow,
Florida. I don't mean to
all right.
pile on today. I really didn't. But Florida woman who
Have you
allegedly.
met Eric?
You guys should get together. She allegedly pretended to be a plastic surgeon. But then she botched a nose job and was arrested mid-procedure during this nose job. Yeah, so that's a thing you do. Florida woman was arrested. Police say that she posed as a licensed plastic surgeon and she screwed up a dude's nose, according to the Miami Herald, which cites police. This lady, she's 56, was in the middle of performing another procedure on Thursday when police arrested her. Authorities began to investigate her last month after they received a complaint from a former patient who said that his nose job had been botched. They called in and said, "Police, yes, my name is so-and-so. What can we do for you? My nose has been botched."
She botched my nose.
I love the term botched. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun to say. Let's see. It says here the alleged victim in that case, Vincenzo Zurlo.
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo, is it?
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo
Yeah, sure.
Zurlo. That's a sexy name.
It is.
Too
bad no sexy nose though.
busted up nose. Told NBC Miami that he met Jimenez, the doctor, through a friend. He had been getting Botox treatments for a couple of months and asked her about a rhinoplasty. That's doctor talk for a nose job. Zurlo tells the station that he was unhappy with the initial procedure and was suffering from extreme pain. He alleges that she offered to perform a second consecutive corrective procedure, but the results were also disappointing. It was only later the cops found out she was faking it, and they busted her in the middle of a thing, and now she's in jail.
Damn.
Yeah, she's like
made my nose look like a pickle.
She's like Billy Bob Thornton in Fargo season 1 when he pretends to be a dentist late in the season.
Oh yeah, right.
That whole thing. Oh, that's so freaky to me. Like the idea that your dentist is just like a hitman hiding in there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm curious as to how many surgeries she did before this one. Was this the one that she was fixing? Was that her first, or had she done a bunch of plastic surgery?
It doesn't get real specific, but my guess is a bunch before you get caught. Sounds like this has been a scam for a bit.
Damn. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Botox. If she's just doing Botox injections, that's probably something you can learn on YouTube.
Yeah, I want to say I know someone who gives their friend Botox injections, doesn't go anywhere to do it, but does it themselves.
Oh.
I don't know if that's legal.
It's a true friend, right?
Yeah,
there.
true friend. Come here, lay down. I'm going to inject highly toxic Botox into your face, and hopefully I do it right.
Right.
And we'll still be friends after. Well, anyway, she's out of commission. No more jobby for her. All right, now we go to Japan. So get out of Florida.
Okay.
Shake it
All right,
off.
good.
We're moving to Japan. Get your ramen and your J-pop on. A politician dressed as the Joker is running for office there.
Oh.
So.
Well, all right. First question is going to be, which one? Is it the? Is it the Chris or the not Christian Bale, the Heath Ledger Joker? Is it the Arthur Fleck Joker? Is it the Jack Nicholson Joker?
Unfortunately, he's kind of anime Joker. Like he's not.
Really? Like Mark Hamill Joker?
Well, no, not even that. Go
All right,
click that link and look, because I don't think he's very good at making the Joker face.
No.
This just looks like a.
That's borderline. That's like somebody who saw a picture once of Ronald McDonald and is trying to do.
Saw the picture once and is trying from memory to do the makeup he saw all those years ago.
Exactly.
I think this is what Ronald McDonald looked like. I'm not sure. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you want to know how I got these weird blue stripes on my face?
It's Sharpie, blue Sharpie.
Right.
It says here the new figure in Japanese politics is running for office to remind voters that we live in a society. When Yuzuki Kawai, decided he was going to run for governor of Chibi Prefecture, east of Tokyo. He clearly set out to make an impression on undecided voters. His campaign strategy is simple. He decided to dress up as the iconic Batman villain, the Joker. Again, dubious claim.
Yeah.
And before you guys think this is just some kind of joke, let's just say he has some good policies, says this article. Kwai, who is the head of the event planning and temporary employment agency, is returning as a candidate for the party to make all of Chiba a land of a land of dreams and magic. Well, that's a hell of a policy.
Yeah, all right.
I can see why they support his policy
Make
of
Chiba
dreams
a
and
land
magic.
of dreams and magic again. I
Yeah.
can see the red hats now.
Yeah. Well, Joker hats, smiley faces, and little chattering teeth that go. Anyway, according to the Japanese blog Hachima Kyu, his campaign pledges to include renaming Narita Airport in Chibli to Disney Sky.
Okay. Because there's already the Disneyland there has Magic Kingdom and then Disney Sea, SEA. So
Yeah.
now you got Disney Sky. I see what he wants to do there. Sure.
Sure.
So there's only one ride and it's very expensive, but all right.
He also says he's picking Let It Go from the film Frozen as the prefecture's theme song.
All right.
He's really.
Okay.
These
I
are
didn't
solid.
realize Prefectures had a theme song.
Yeah,
Very good.
me neither. He's really Disney, super into Disney here. I guess the location matters. Outlawing the word trash and replacing it with the phrase star fragment.
Okay.
So when Mario, you got to collect all the. When you go into play a Mario game, you're not collecting all the star fragments. You're connecting all the trash.
Oh, I gotta go pick up all this trash. It's me.
I don't know why that song's in there. All right, building a red tower similar to Tokyo Tower in Tokyo in the prefecture, but calling it Tokyo Tower for reasons that are unclear.
So I want to build a tower that's kind of just like Tokyo Tower.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to make one here, and I'm going to call it Tokyo Tower.
Yeah, for reasons that are, quote, unclear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's got my vote. I mean, I'm not a nationalized or naturalized citizen of Japan, but if I was, I would seriously consider voting for this terrible Joker. It's a bad
dude.
Joker.
If you're on the page, there's a YouTube video that is his campaign song.
Oh, no way, for real? Can you link
For
this?
real. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, it's on the page that's linked to your article.
Oh, okay, hold on.
But I'll put it in
there it
here
is.
as well.
It's Showtime. Is that the one?
It's showtime.
All right, chat. Sit back. Let's enjoy this together. This is going to be great. I'm pretty excited. Okay, I'm hitting play.
Okay.
Oh, it's muted. Okay.
時は令和頭の固えやつらに用ねえわ
He's missing one of his Joker lines.
日本
He is, yeah.
景気よく
got
秋よか
interrupted.
一本
I feel a little bit of.
イチャショイチャヤショイチャショイチャヤショイチャショイチャヤショ一夜のショーイチャショイチャヤショイチャショイチャヤショイチャショイチャヤショ
He's at the Shibuya crosswalks there. Yeah, very Gangnam style, very Psy.
Yeah, which is, I don't know.
Oh, missed opportunity. There's all these shots of him by like tall or really high staircases. Why isn't he doing the Arthur Fleck dance down the staircases with his bottle of champagne?
Because I'm just going to put this out there. I don't think he really knows much about the Joker, is my thinking.
Exactly.
I think he pretends like he's got some real basic Joker stuff going, but I don't know. I kind of like his moxie. Well, if you're gonna get weird, I guess. You know.
He's him
Why
talking
not?
to a dog statue.
Yeah, like you do. You do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The guys with masks behind him, a real selling point. The weird faceless baby masks.
Yeah. One important note. Let's see who said it in the chat. Icor asks, is he even really supposed to be the Joker? The truth is, the article never really says that he never makes that claim. So I think it's
Right.
just everyone else going, oh, it's like the Joker, but maybe it's just clown makeup. Like,
Yeah, exactly. He says the article says presumably for copyright reasons, he's also not the Joker. He just happens to be a Joker.
okay. Again, they're assuming a lot on that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
He might
it's
just
absolutely like kabuki clown makeup for sure, but
The suit is jokery, you know, like
The suit is jokery. Yep.
Yeah.
It's also McDonald's-y, the red and yellow.
Oh yeah, that handkerchief really makes it McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You're losing the election.
You're not gonna win. This is all fun, but you won't win. All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, my sister, the therapist, Wendy, will be here. And we're going to talk about something, I won't say it's fun, but it's going to be an interesting conversation today. And not so much about, we're trying to have one week where
grows Brian out the most today is what we're going to play, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Me too. But it's also not, your usual heavy, mental anguish sort of episode. So stick around for this one. I think it'll be good fun. Before that, though, musical break with Brian. Please give me a song to play.
I will do that happily. This is so cool. This is something that I didn't even know was coming out, and apparently is a surprise to a lot of people. The band is called Ghost of Vroom, Vroom, but it's made up of Mike Dowdy, great singer-songwriter who was with the band Soul Coughing, but then had this great solo career, and his longtime collaborator, bassist Andrew Scrap Livingston. Two of them are getting together and creating this band called Ghost of Vroom. They have a brand new album, which is called Ghost of Vroom 1. It was supposed to be released tomorrow. It was released today. Kind of a surprise release here. This is the first single from the album. It's called I Hear the Axe Swinging.
Mother, Wembley and Buffleton require rice pudding.
I hate you also, and I do not even know who or what or why you are.
This is the morning stream.
Apparently, I used two Fletchers in a row and didn't know it. I had another one.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's all right once in a while. Repeat your Fletchers, everybody. There's power in it. Hey, we're back. That means that it's time for us to pull that song again. You want to do a quick reminder?
Oh yeah. That was Soul Coughing's Mike Dowdy with a brand new band called Ghost of Vroom. The song is I Hear the Axe Swinging, and it's available now. The whole album available now.
Oh, very nice. Somebody in the chat was saying they knew who that name was, and I'd never heard of them before.
Oh yeah, Soul Coughing is great, and Mike Dowdy is awesome.
Oh, I guess I've heard of Soul Coughing now that I think about it longer. Joining us on the line is my sibling. We call ourselves here in the modern era. She's my sister. Her name is Wendy Dunford. She's an actual therapist. She helps people with real problems all the time, and she joins us on Thursdays for a little segment we call Therapy Thursday. Hi, Wendy. Oh, I don't hear.
Heard her a second ago, I thought.
I did too. Perhaps she is cheek muted again. Wendy, have you cheek muted? Wendy? Cheek mute. I know what we've done. It's because I haven't played this. Where is it? This. Nope, not that. This. Nope. Yeah, this. Everyone knows it's Wendy. Did that work? Did that clear it? Nope. Still nothing. It's been botched.
Oh no. Like that surgery.
Call her again and see if we can clear that up. I'm going to pause the show because why not? Maybe she just got the update.
Oh, maybe.
Most of the time their updates are all right, but occasionally something weird will come through. And because they're so frequent, it's always hard to say when it happened and what the deal was. Wendy, you there?
Yeah, we really need...
Hey.
Oh, there she is.
There we go.
Now we hear you.
That was weird.
That was weird. Discord's a little weird today. It's not your fault.
Oh, okay.
We give
me.
Yeah, we give the blame squarely. We leave it at the feet of Discord. But it's good to have you here. And how are you? How's things? Good? You all good?
Good.
Yeah. Temperatures warming up in your part of the world?
It is, yeah. We had a good snowstorm. We got that Colorado snowstorm a little after you there, Brian, and but just the edge. So it's just like nice.
Just a little taste of what we had. Yeah. If you want more, we can send you more.
Oh, you still have it? Is it still there?
Plenty of snow still on the ground.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Although not for much longer. We're going to get 60s over the weekend. It's going to be all gone by Monday.
That sounds so good.
Flooding.
60s. We're at 43 right now. Maybe that means today is going to be nice and I need to walk the dog more. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. But it's good to have Wendy here because, man, do we have a weird topic today. Now,
yeah, we do.
Before I read it, people out there have heard of things like My Strange Addiction or whatever, these TLC shows where people eat a couch or I don't know, they like to eat their dog fur or whatever it is, like just strange things like that. And there are also things that are less strange than that, and we're going to talk about one of those. But I think the overall issue of why people are drawn to this sort of thing will be an interesting conversation, to say the very least. So here we go. And you know what's nice, Wendy? I was saying this before you came on. We're not having to save the world today. Today's a day where we don't have to get so dark and deep into the neurosis.
None of you sent an email about your midlife crisis.
No,
'cause
nobody.
I would literally solve all your problems if you would just give me something to work with. Somebody.
We'll give them an extra week, but so far not one email of anyone admitting to or claiming their midlife crisis or whatever. So
they're all in denial.
They're all in denial. Yeah, that's my thinking.
If you're between the age of 36 and 50, you are having one. So just write me an email.
Yeah, just send an email. You don't have to say your name. We're never going to mention who you are. You'll be fine. We promise. Full anonymity is what we guarantee here on the morning stream. All right, here's the email. I'm not going to give this person a name either. I have a strange question that might not have been asked on Therapy Thursdays before. Why is watching/doing zit popping so relaxing? Makes me gag.
Yeah.
I know it's not for everyone. Oh, boy, howdy. But like watching/doing zit popping brings me so much joy. When my family has a zit, they all pop it. They'll let me pop it or find it myself, and I get so excited. I can't wait to pop it. The explosion of it breaking the tension of the skin is so exciting. Why has my brain found this so relaxing? Thanks for answering my question. I appreciate it. All right. Immediately puts me in the mind of, again, I don't want to call people out by name, but let's just say someone Wendy and I are related to directly. Really, really got excited if anybody had a scab. So let's say we're kids and we're running around and somebody's got scraped up knees or whatever, and that knee thing turned into a scab, and this person in our family would go, let me see it, and she just like cornea somewhere, and then like go like full like micro doctor scab peel on you and wanted to peel your scab.
I mean, I know somebody likes if you get a sunburn and your arm starts peeling, they like peeling the dead white skin off your arm.
There's another one. So why do we do that stuff? Like, there's an entire show on TLC called the Dr. Pimple Popper. Yeah. And she has a massive following on TikTok as well, because they do little micro segments on there. And it's everything from just somebody's weird face thing to some guy in his 60s who in his 20s got like a weird thing in his arm that he never took care of, and now it's just this giant, almost extra appendage hanging off his shoulder, and she's got to figure out how to get it out of there, and everyone's just like so fascinated by this. What is that? What are we doing when we do this? Because
the only one I've ever seen was that one where there's a big old like third head on his shoulder.
Yeah, did you see that? It's horrifying.
That's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, it's bad.
And so I am no expert, but I would say there's a couple things probably happening. So we're gonna take a evolutionary view of this.
All right.
So and I'm gonna make you guys do the work today.
All right.
Okay. So think about, from an evolutionary standpoint, why would a chemical in your head be released of either calming or soothing or dopamine, or, like you're getting a feel-good chemical. This, of course, isn't everybody, right? But for some, a feel-good chemical released when something comes out of our body, of a body that's pustule-like or tumor-like, or whatever.
Right.
Why is there an advantage to giving us a dose of, ooh, that felt good?
Well, probably because we're ridding ourselves, like in the case of pimple popping, you're literally ridding yourself or potentially ridding yourself of infection. So you're
toxin, right.
Yeah, so you're getting rid of infected, those, I mean, gross as it may be, that's your body's way of, fighting off infection. And so when pus and stuff builds up and you get it out of there, that's your way of saying, oh, I've now rid myself of this, therefore increased my chances of survival. Yeah, even though it's like one zit at a time, I'm going to live
think about, where most dopamine is released is eating and sex, the two things that require, like, keep the species going and alive, right?
Yeah.
So, there's obviously lots of other ways, but there is a bit of a little dopamine hit, I think, that comes from, I mean, that's my theory. I haven't checked it. I just made it up.
Right.
But I think it's probably true. But I also think there's something else happening here too. So like a zit in particular, or something that like, okay, I watched that episode where the thing came out of that dude's shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like birth, right? Like,
Yeah.
the tension, the pressure, and then suddenly freedom, like the explosion element of it, or the moment of anticipation. I mean, think about any good movie you've ever seen. We have similar elements, right? We are drawn to sort of the drama of that. Will we die? Will we not? Will that globule come out or not?
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with that. I think it has to do with anticipation, pressure, like the building tension, and then the like magical release of the goo coming out.
Do you think there's like a comparison you could make to people feeling? I don't have numbers to support this or any data, but I just wonder if this stuff is more compelling during lockdown because people are like, I need a release, and so instead of finding one, I will get a small kick of dopamine out of this little video I saw on TikTok of a guy popping a giant cyst off his back, and that gives them a similar, like, it sounds so grody while I'm talking about it, but I'm just trying to think like from a mental, like I can't stand it. It grosses me out so bad. Like it's really foul to me to ever, I don't want to watch somebody do this. But I also understand like rubberneck sort of accident watching. I understand why this is a train wreck and you might be like, oh my gosh, what is happening? Really? Rewind that. I got to see, you know what I mean? Like you just can't believe what you just saw sort of thing. But for the people that actually are, getting something out of it, it reminds me of ASMR or something like that.
Yeah. Right.
The thing, I also don't experience that. So I feel like I'm totally useless in this world. I don't have any,
But you, Brian, do you like a good zit popped in front of you?
I don't. But I totally, I've seen those videos that are like somebody popping bubble wrap or an industrial machine that always cuts things in the same perfect way and the repetition of that. And I feel like that's probably stems from the same pleasure center, right? The same.
Yeah. And in that case, maybe order and precision have sort of a...
Yeah, and that probably is it, yeah.
And that's another thing to look at here. There's something about I didn't even think about this. Okay, now I know how to relate to this. If you get like I remember, okay, back in 2015, I had this weird thing on my arm where I got this big ring, like this raised ring around my arm. And my first thought went, ringworm, that's what that is, but that's only because it was a ring. I didn't know. And I'm making all these self-diagnoses about what this could possibly be because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not a trained professional. And so there's chaos to this ring. It's the chaos rings from Sonic. Anyway, I looked at it and just thought, oh no, that's cancer or that's this or that's that. And all I could do is like, I could go doom scroll on the internet and try to self-diagnose, but that wasn't going to really help me because no two rings are alike, as I learned. And then finally going to a professional and having them say, oh, yeah, we know exactly what that is. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this cream on it. I'm also going to take a quick little biopsy of it just to make sure this and that and the other thing. And then by next week, we'll have that back and we'll know what's going on. And I'm pretty sure this cream will do it. And he was right. And it did. And it totally took care of it. So there's something about resolution there. Do you know what I mean? Like
totally
stressing about a thing you don't understand or why it's so bad or whatever. But then you finally get to a place where in the Dr. Pimple Popper case, she's a professional who's making way more money as an entertainer than she ever was as a doctor. But still, somebody who knows dermatology and understands, skin science and all of this, giving resolution to a guy who's had a giant shoulder cyst for the last 30 years. And there's something about that resolution that I think is super satisfying. It's like, okay, we've resolved this. And that I can relate to. I get that feeling. So maybe that's what they're feeling.
To the storytelling parts of us, right? We really need things to make sense. So we have maybe a biological reaction. And here's the thing, that the disgust and stuff like that also makes a lot of biological sense, right? So contagion or just like somehow that's going to get on you and it represents sort of disease or decay or whatever, right? And everyone's on a spectrum here with how they feel about those different things and for different reasons. But it also has that same underpinning of sort of survival or like a disgust response.
Mm-hmm.
Disgust response is, think about what disgusts most of us. Not everyone, of course. But like usually it's because it's got E. coli in it and we should really stay away from it because it's going to kill us, right? And so there's some built-in mechanisms. We are organisms that have to survive, and this is one of the ways we do this. So on those levels, right, you can understand that side of it. But I do think there is some underpinning. Every human needs this thing, which is a story to make sense of the world. And so something can be really satisfying. So even, Brian's, those satisfying videos, they are amazing to watch because I can tell you all day about them, and then I can actually watch one, and it's like I get hypnotized. It's bizarre, right?
Yeah.
And it's because there's so much order and rhythm, and that is, for the brain, very secure, right? There is no randomness to it. There is, whatever it may be. It doesn't even have to be. We're not telling a story about some machine that cuts perfectly, but we are finding some comfort that exists in our society, and somehow if we can do that, we'll be okay, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe no one's actually thinking this story, but this storytelling thing is really powerful. One thing to note, I've recently, if you're not listening to Hidden Brain, please start listening to it. It's so great.
Hidden Brain is awesome. Yeah, it's really
It
good.
is so great. And there's one about the stories about stories. I think it's a recent one. Anyway, but just this idea that when there's an unknown entity, we need a story, like you and your ring rash. So the story is death and cancer, because your brain tends to go there. And someone else might have a different, like, oh, that's nothing. Must have bumped it or something, right? And so everyone's going to be different in the story they tell that ultimately helps them feel satisfied with whatever the situation is, right? All the way from freaked out to calm about it. But there is some explanation. And what, the Hidden Brain episode is interesting. It goes into how we just get it wrong. And like we're pretty likely to get it wrong, what the actual story is. And it has a lot to do with sort of whatever is underlying your experience, right? So I would say the vaccine right now is a perfect example of this, right? I have zero problem with vaccines. I'm super stoked. Let's do this, everyone. I'm all about that. And then, I've talked to a number of people who've had the vaccine, and it just is rocking them. And I'm like, don't tell me this.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about it.
I know that. And I know intellectually what I think. But when someone just tells you, hey, here's this thing that made me sick, your biology does not want you to run to go do it.
Yeah,
right?
Right. Even though you know it's the right thing, like, the primal...
your story doesn't match what you want. The biology and the kind of doesn't match the story. And then, this is where you see a lot of people so entrenched in whatever story it is that they subscribe to, because there's probably a biological factor there, some kind of impulse. And then also just misinformation and, all the, like, perfect example is someone on a German website wrote, like a medical something, just said, I think this vaccine causes infertility in women. One person wrote it, zero proof, evidence, no studies, nothing. But then these doctors were saying, all these folks started coming and saying, well, I read that it'll cause infertility. Do you think of how easy it is to undo any actual reality with something that biologically or just like story-wise is just super impactful?
Plus, it's really hard to dial back. Like once that starts happening, you kind of can't dial it back. It's out, which is really disconcerting. I freaking hate that. I hate that. And it goes for, well, whatever. I've been grappling with this lately. The idea that back in the 90s, I was told that the internet was the information super highway, and I was going to get whatever I need whenever I need it, and it was true for a chunk of time. But now it's all about who's twisting it in a way to feed their deal, and whether or not I'm a sucker for it. You know what I mean? It's annoying. I'm looking at my headlines. Look at this. I open up my phone. I'm like, what's going on in the world of things I care about? Well, my phone thinks what I care about is the following. Lawmakers demand an end to anti-Asian hate. Many Asian Americans see shooting as a culmination of a year of racism. Georgia's sheriff official condemned after saying Atlanta shooter was just having a bad day. Like this is all so annoying. Not annoying, but it's all about this horrible shooting. But it's all just so everything's dour. Why? Because they want me to feel dour. They don't want to just inform me. Okay, those days are gone. We're done with that. Now they just want me to feel like crap.
To what end, though?
Or to feel like I have no control over any of this. Right?
It doesn't help sell product. It doesn't help get advertising. You wonder what is the end game on that?
Just getting people
okay,
riled
let's back
up.
up for a second. Go back to the evolutionary purpose, right?
Yeah.
Is why have we had town criers? Why do we have gossip? Why do we have any of that stuff that we want to hear what's going on? We need to know. Think about that from a biological perspective.
It makes us feel better to see other people doing worse than us.
Right. Well, there's that. There could be that, but there's also like when maybe similarly to watching a zit be popped, it's like and you can witness, and it's not you, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not my zit getting popped.
It's not my giant shoulder gnome. This is, so you're observing. So that's my sense of like, we can't ever blame the media for existing. That you'd have to blame humanity, right? Like,
yeah,
that's just in us.
You're right.
In us.
You're right. That's
and
just
again,
the method. Yeah.
The money what bleeds leads for a reason. There's a biological reason. So, for example, if you want to sleep well at night, don't read the news. And if you want to sleep bad at night, read the news. What's the difference? Are you safe or not? Doesn't change at all. But your body goes, you know how scary it is to be here.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll keep one eye open, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Versus being ignorant of all of the news and all the things, or only listening and reading about good things that are happening. It absolutely changes how you feel about other people. So there is a cost to this, absolutely. But understanding why it happens to me, it feels very simple on one hand, and then where it gets complicated. And what has happened is we're morphing as a society from 1 or 2 news sources to 1 million news sources, which again is just, everything's biased, of course, but now it's so biased in every different direction.
And it's just
it
massive.
Doesn't have this, it's not helpful anymore.
It's just massive and everywhere. So it just occurred to me while you were talking, I was trying to think of something where I can relate to, say, somebody, to bring it back to the original point, which is, why is watching a bunch of people pop zits cool for some people to watch and not me? But for me, this is fail videos. I love them. I could watch them all day. I love watching some skateboard idiot wipe out.
Most of them. Those are the ones that I actually have the problem with, the skateboarding idiots who land like right on their coccyx or
their heads on the cement,
or their neck and bends in a way or whatever. It's just like,
all of that stuff is, it's hard to watch.
Those are the ones I can't watch.
I wince, but I can watch them. I can watch parkour dummies wipe out after missing a leap or whatever. I don't want to watch snuff films, but where people didn't die, I'm all into those fail videos. Fail Army is my favorite thing on YouTube, and I will watch it anytime you want to send me a fail video. They crack me up, and I find them cathartic for some reason, and I don't know why. So maybe I can relate, and
So why?
I don't know.
Figure it out.
I think it's because what Brian said rings a bell to me, which is it's not happening to me.
Yeah.
But don't you think funny? Like you're laughing as your response?
Some of them.
Well,
some
there
of
you
it.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, some of it is. Some of it's funny to me.
So I'm married to someone who thinks I'm literally the devil because I think that stuff's funny too. And he doesn't. He cannot stand it. He thinks humanity is ruined because of it. And I'm like, it's really funny.
You basically married the male version of Kim. She's the same way. She hates those things. Freaking hates them. Hates them.
Right,
she hates
but
them.
I think it is interesting that there's laughter. Like that's a funny response to have to someone else getting hurt.
Well, okay, let me put it this way. If they're getting hurt, it's not so much laughter. It's more like, oh my gosh. But if it's like,
if they're going to get up after that, like Alikar brings up great ones, people walking into glass doors. That I can watch videos of people walking into glass doors all day long, especially if they're carrying like a big old Starbucks latte and it like splatters all over the glass door and them. And
and you just know that they're embarrassed. They're trying to think of what they're supposed to do, but they're fine. Yeah, that stuff's very, very funny to me.
They're fine.
Yeah.
The other thing is maybe someone somewhat relatable, or it's a group it's easy to hate, right?
Maybe.
We both just said parkour idiots. I mean, you had some names for this.
I did not
certain
say
group.
that.
I think I'm the one that said it. I'll take the credit for that. But yeah. But and I say that
Right,
I don't
I
think they're
agree.
idiots or I don't dislike them. I think that parkour people are incredibly daring. They're doing a thing I would never do. And so that's fascinating in its own way to say, oh my gosh, look at this thing that I would even consider almost superhuman because I just don't have the mentality or the physicality to do what they're doing. And that goes from that all the way to somebody, these people that climb skyscrapers just to get a selfie and then climb down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't imagine.
Right.
a
Or
world.
they get on those like long, the cranes that go over the city, like on the top of a building, just so they can take a picture. Look, no wires holding me or anything like that.
Right. Like
Can't
that's
do it.
scary. Can't do it. Can't even think about it almost. But watch
But
a
how
video.
about people are awesome?
I like
was
that
kind of
too.
videos.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
the
for
Fail
sure.
Fail Army has a sister site called
They're just not as funny, Wendy.
Fail
Do
Army
they
has
not make you like humanity more?
Some
I
of them
find
do.
myself just like, wow, we are better than I thought we were. Every time
sometimes
I see
yes.
something.
Sometimes yes. Like the Win Army stuff on Fail Army, I like those because it's just a nice change of pace. It's like, oh, that's a guy that just saved 3 dogs from getting run over in the craziest video I ever saw. Or there's a guy who stopped his grandson from falling off the edge of a building or whatever. They give you a similar kind of thing though to me, which is amazing moments caught on camera. I don't know, like a America's Funniest Home Videos cranked up to 5 million is where we're at now, which is a lot like the news thing, which is a lot like everything. Everything's cranked up to 5 million because everyone's got cameras, everyone's capturing moments, everyone can post something up there. You know, I had my brother-in-law Richard had something posted to Fail Army because he wiped out on his 4-wheeler, and it was an awesome video, and they ran it. So it's just like if you got a camera and it's mounted to your helmet, you're filming everything. If you're Russian, you all have dash cams. You're catching the weirdest stuff on the planet happen right in front of you, and so now it's all out there. So there is also something about the availability that's tempting, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I also, again, so think in terms of stories, right? It's what do we expect? And then our expectation is, twisted very suddenly, right? Like we can love or hate that, right? Usually it's, you're walking along the street, you have expectations of what's going to occur, right? So these things also show us the just out of the expectation that we like a story. We like it to fit. We also like to be surprised. It's so funny. When I was in Sweden, I went to, what's that movie? The Mars one.
Oh, The Martian.
Was it The Martian with
Matt Damon?
Matt Damon.
I was going to call him Dad Bod. That guy.
Pooping on a potato. Yeah, that guy.
Anyway, we watched it, and as we were leaving the theater, the friends that were with me, there were 2 Swedes and one was British, and they just at the end, I said, "Oh, did you guys think the movie?" And they just said, sometimes it's just so nice to watch an American movie because everybody wins every time. It's like it's never a French movie. You know what I mean? It's always
right.
We have to feel like it's resolved. Justice was served. There's always, and it was always so funny to me to hear, because again, I just think, oh, that's movies, and they're like, no, that's American movies. You're like, yeah, I forgot. We have our own,
and we have our own
story
little
requirement.
dark, twisty stuff. It's just that when we do it, it's like, oh wow, really took a real interesting swing there. You had everyone die at the end of Rogue One. Whoa. Like in mainstream movies, it acts like everyone acts like that's like this huge avant-garde move, but really it's old hat for like Italian and French filmmakers. That's all they do. That's a good point.
Today we rented out a theater, just us and another family, which is like
fun.
The most expensive movie I've ever been to. And it was fun. And it was one of those moments where, when was the last time you were in a theater and you have like, oh, I have to pee and I'm cold and I have the taste of popcorn in my mouth. It has been so long.
The perfect storm.
Yeah.
What'd you watch, by the way?
Nostalgic. I loved it. Then people laughing in the theater. I've always thought, ooh, I wonder who has that laugh.
Yeah.
And this time it was because I know all of the people in the theater.
Yeah,
so
because
it
you
was
rented
very
it
fun.
with them. But what movie did you see?
We saw Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh, I hear that's rad.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And there was a couple things I could really appreciate about it. There were a couple, typical tropes, right, that you have in any movie because it's the formula to get people to pay and watch it, right?
Yeah.
On one hand, and the other, I really appreciated that every actor in that movie was Asian.
Mm-hmm.
That there was no white kids trying to act like they're Asian in this movie. It was awesome. And then the other thing I really liked was there was no romantic interest. When was the last time, besides where, well, and even then, Frozen twisted it for us on its head, right? Like the sisters' love was the whatever.
How about
so that was probably the
Brave?
most
Brave's a good example. They never had a
Brave's a good example.
Yeah.
But even it had the topic of marriage and her being betrothed as part of it. This had nothing. And at one point I was like, when's it going to happen? When's the cute army guy going to come around the corner and blah, blah, blah. Nothing. It was great.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was fun. But again, it was
Moana.
Hey,
Moana didn't
I've
have
seen
that. Moana
times.
was about family love, but Moana didn't have a suitor.
Romantic.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's another good one. Same creators of that did this thing you just watched, so that maybe they got a theme going.
Yeah.
Strong,
and here's the thing.
strong women
Soon
without the
enough,
men.
that will be a norm.
Yeah.
And it won't be surprising, right? So this is how sort of, and this is why I think humans adapt. We're super adaptable. So I'm guessing this emailer, let's go back to Zitz because it's very important. Going back to, like, if we showed her endless videos of this to the point where it's not enjoyable, we got to get harder material. She's not going to just want to watch, like white heads being popped for 4 days. She's going to want to get, more exciting stuff. And I think that's part of what we see with news and we see with whatever. You always got to break the next barrier.
It's got to be the next. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
and if you think back, have you guys seen Moon Boy by chance? It's
Moon Boy
on Hulu. It's so fun.
It's
you'd know him. He's famous, and I can't remember. He's an imaginary friend to a kid. Anyway, it's very funny. It's Irish. Put on your subtitles.
Oh, we've seen Moon Boy. It's the guy from IT Crowd.
Yeah, there we go. That
Chris
guy.
O'Dowd's
Anyway.
yeah. Yes, Moon Boy. I forgot the name, but yes, Moon Boy's fantastic. It's great.
Moon Boy's fantastic. One thing that I love about it is all of the references to things that are in the future, because this is supposed to be 1979 or 1980,
Yeah.
And this girl really likes spicy food, and he's like, "You could be like a spice girl." I mean, it's just dumb. Or like his code name in his theater class was iPod. He just came up with it, and everyone kept calling him iPod, and it's just dumb. But every time we've watched it, I just laugh so hard because I think there was a time when we didn't know what those words were. Like I said COVID the other day, and I went, "That is a word I did not know a year ago. Like a word I would have never said out loud a year and a half ago,
Yeah.
And it's just interesting as we sort of change and grow and stories change and grow. I think it's, watch your zit popping, watch your fail shows, whatever, but just, be nice in real life. That's how we ended this.
Yeah.
And just know you're going to crave the harder stuff.
Right.
Yeah, take it easy.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Because there's a whole other episode we could do about when people go down the porn road, they have the same
Pretty
problem.
soon you're watching stepmoms popping zits.
Yeah. Wow. I don't want to know what website that came from. But.
Well, and this is a downer, so I won't dwell on it, but it is something maybe we ought to talk about at some point, is just how we know from research that the delay from a major traumatic event for a community in suicide rates and depression and anxiety rates, the delay is 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So we are a year into a pandemic. Hope there's some light at the end of the tunnel, but the ramifications for the long term, we don't know yet. And we don't have enough of this study of these original things. We're still in it. And so anyway, there's lots of sad things to talk about. So this was nice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was nice. A little zit popping,
zits.
Fun time talking is what this is what we did here today. Well, awesome. I'm also glad to hear you like fail videos and that Adam is like Wendy or like Kim. I think that's hilarious.
And better than both of us.
Yeah, and better than both of us combined. They will make one giant Voltron awesome spouse one day. All right. Wendy, in the meantime, people should go check out realsteps.org and get ready for whenever the next signups are soon.
May is coming up. So just sign up. There's just a place to put your email and we will send you more information. But the signups will be, I got to get through March. And then April will come and then I'll send an email. And anyway, we'll get started. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be great. You can also follow Wendy on Instagram, even though you don't post a lot on there anymore. I've noticed. You should do more.
You know why? Have I ever told you this?
No. Tell me why.
Well, before I only did it because I was in Sweden, and Sweden had hilarious things, and lots of like funny cultural differences to post about. You know?
Sure.
And my kids are like tweens and teenagers,
they're
and they're
older
not
now.
as cute. So I'm not gonna take a picture.
They're not as cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at anyone's Instagram. As soon as a kid's like 11, the pictures drop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like when they buy. It's like if you buy
I'm
a
not
black
cool.
dog, nobody takes pictures of black dogs. Have you noticed that? It's a bummer. It's because you can't see them. You can't make out the contours of their face and stuff. So they're not as cute as other dogs, and it's annoying. So I try to.
It just looks like the silhouette of a dog.
Yeah, I try to change that trend with my dog Rainer, who's just jet black, her fur. But then I noticed that the pictures are bad. You can't see anything. It's just she looks like a bat. Anyway, sorry. Continue
so
on.
Cute. By the way, if you need to feel good about the world, canine intervention is on something else. Can you tell I've been watching TV lately?
Yeah, you sure have. Jeez. Canine.
More than ever. Canine intervention is this guy in California who's created, like, basically will train these totally untrainable dogs. He just helps. He, like, rescues people and dogs. It's amazing.
It's supposed to be good. Carter wanted to watch this because her dog's huge and she wants to. I mean, these dogs are ones that have had problems though, right? He's trying to train.
But it does give you hope that you can train your little sweet dog just to be a little better.
Yeah.
But it's so great, and he talks a lot about rescuing black dogs in particular and what he has to do there. It's good. Yeah. Anyway, what were we saying? I forgot. Why I stopped posting.
Yeah,
why I stopped posting is truly this, and I can't bring myself back to it, and I get it, like everyone does this sort of thing, but when George Floyd was murdered, I just couldn't. I feel like never again, and I know that might be weird, and I should get some therapy about it, but there was just something about everyone going, all right, I'm on to this, and here's the blackout screens, and just like, I know in like a week you're gonna post a picture of your puppy and your kid and you're gonna do nothing. Like it made me, I couldn't handle it. So I still go on there to watch Fail Salad, by the way, which is a great fail. But so I don't know. I need some help, or I should just never go back. I can't decide because I just feel like I've had
a similar coming to Jesus moment, but just kind of a moment here of like I need to restructure what I think of as social media and get it back to being a positive thing in my life, because right now it is just so full of contradiction, hypocrisy, clickbait. I read a thing I have not been able to get out of my head. It was the statement, I forgot even who said it, but it said if the product is free, meaning, think of Facebook or whatever, if the service is free, then you're the product. And I've never felt that more acutely for some reason. It really is hitting me lately. Like, I am just a sucker in here, so I'm gonna change it. So we're changing. I did a big Twitter prune.
Do the ones you can pay for.
I've been pruning people I don't want to follow anymore. I've been just rethinking all that. And I don't know if it'll get me anywhere, but that's interesting. All right, well, don't visit Wendy on Instagram. She doesn't post there. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, I don't, but I sure love your fail videos.
Yeah, keep those fail videos coming. Keep failing.
Kidding.
Fail upwards.
Keep failing, everybody.
Yeah. Wendy, a pleasure to talk. We'll talk soon. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.
You too. Bye.
All right. There she goes.
Good. Nice. I've never been able to watch any of those pimple popping videos.
I don't blame you. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah. And they'll very rarely, but once in a while, show up in my TikTok, random stream, and I can't flip fast enough.
Right? Yeah.
Just like, oh, you think I'll get this cyst on my blip? Scott's past it. We're done. We're moving on. Anyway, a reminder to the fine folks at home: this may end our broadcast week for TMS until next Monday, but if you're a patron, it doesn't. You can be there live even.
That's right.
Or still get more content, bonus content all week, in fact, by joining us at patreon.com/TMS. If you haven't yet, consider it now, because it's a great time to get in. Still got like half a month, so hop in and check it out. We are at frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. Do we have anything else going on we should tell people about? I guess we got Film Sack this weekend, The Towering Inferno.
That's right, Irwin Allen's Towering Inferno. ANTP still going strong. New episodes going up on both feeds. You want more? You want it faster? Go Patreon. You want succinct, bite-sized chunks? Then go the free feed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's it?
I
Is that
can't
all
think
you
of
got?
anything else. What do we got?
Here's what's cool. Look, these guys are old school and they're more like our parents' actors, but Steve McQueen, Paul Newman, Faye Dunaway.
Yeah, Faye Dunaway.
Fred Astaire. What the frick?
Is this the first Faye Dunaway movie we've seen on Film Sack with Brian Dunaway?
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah, I think so.
And are they related? Did we ever figure that out? I don't know if we ever got asked. But
Totally related. Absolutely. I'm going to start that rumor right now that Faye Dunaway is Brian Dunaway's great aunt.
I assume all Dunaways are related at some point. I know what I was going to say. I'm interviewing Metzen today. I don't know when it's going up, but we're doing a pre-interview for their big launch they're doing for War Chief Gaming. So if you are an old Blizzard fan or like Metzen's work, you're going to want to hear that. So that'll be going up this week as well.
Cool. I'll be doing a Guess the Connection tomorrow before TMS PM.
Oh, nice. Is it usually... yeah, it's usually on.
Usually Fridays, 2:30,
That's
2:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Yep.
You just did
Little
that one
half hour,
different.
6 songs. Figure out what they have in common. You rated Monday after TMS, and
That's right.
A lot of people discovered the show.
Oh, it's fantastic. Well, they should, make sure you check that out tomorrow. And I don't know that there's an instance or not because I'm getting my shot tomorrow. There's a timing issue.
Getting the jab.
Yeah, getting my jab. So if that happens during the showtime, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, I've been refreshing this morning, pre-show, last night, during raid or post raid, and still nothing is updated with Kroger, Walmart, Walgreens, all those places for the 1B4 starting tomorrow, the new group that I'm in that starts tomorrow. And then the hospitals, which are the ones that do have that, just say, yep, you're on the list. We'll get to you when we get to you. So, I mean, all I can do is just wait until first thing tomorrow morning and say, okay, give me what you got.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at some of these and there are appointments available today for some of these places. They just can't.
Really?
I wouldn't be able to get my shot today because they'll look at it and say, hey, you're not the right age.
You're not in the group we're doing today.
That's right. Sac Bedigon, we don't have Kroger's. We have King Supers and City Market, which are the Kroger's umbrella.
Yeah. Kroger's everywhere, whether you like it or not. But yeah, we I don't know. Kroger owns something that's big here that used to be only here, and now it's all owned by Kroger. I forgot what it is. Yeah, Kroger's like Walmart now. They're freaking enormous.
Yeah,
anyway,
huge.
All right, that's it. I think. I'm sure there's other stuff I can't think of, but it's fine. Oh, there's a Fred and Can this week. It's coming out today, but I got to finish it. I'm doing final color stuff today, so that'll go up shortly. So if you want to catch a new comic today in the little story arc we're doing about Mendoza the Goose, you can check that out over at fredandcan.com. All right, let's get out of here. Brian, you have a song to play for us today.
I have a song in my heart. Well, and it's also queued up in my library here. This one's going out to Amy Robinson. She says... hey, shoes and boots. My husband Chuck lost his job in a massive COVID-related layoff back in November and has been searching for work ever since. To be honest, he's been working harder at finding a job than most people work at their actual paying jobs. So it's just heartbreaking to watch him go from certain he was going to get an offer to being ghosted over the last several months. After all this searching, he just received confirmation that he's getting an offer to do really cool software work for DSW, which, as you may know, is an international chain of shoe stores.
Oh.
We have them here, and I've gotten shoes there.
Very cool.
I'm so proud of him, and I'd love to play him a fitting tune. If you have a cool cover of Adamant's Goody 2 Shoes, that would be great. If possible, it'd be really cool if you could play it on a Thursday, because he makes a point of listening with me on Thursdays because he loves the Wendy segment.
Oh.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Hope you still like the pimple popping discussion today.
Yeah.
Maybe you tuned out. I don't know. Love you guys. Thanks for always making my days suck less. I can certainly see why you like it. Signed, Amy.
Yeah, I can play that.
I can definitely see why you like it.
There you go.
And
We'll
she
take
says,
certainly. Certainly's fine. It doesn't have to be
fine.
exact.
Yeah.
It's fine.
She's also, I've been greatly enjoying my Phoenix Pearl tea in my TMS mug. Yay.
Very
Good for
nice.
you. All right. So yeah, a cover of Goody 2 Shoes. This is a really good one. This comes from a compilation that came out in 2014 about the second British invasion, right? Your first British invasion was the Beatles and the Dave Clark Five and the Herman's Hermits and all those bands that came out then. Your second wave was the new wave of British British music. And Adamant was part of that. Here is a cover by Jim Bogia and Pete Donnelly of Goody Two Shoes.
Hold on a second. Is that where the term new wave comes from?
I think so. Yeah, new wave, second wave of the British invasion. I think so.
All this time later, I've never heard. I feel like I'm a dummy. Holy crap!
Well,
all right.
I don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but that's how I've always understood it. Is that it was the wave. Mm-hmm.
Wow, TVZ Gone says correct. I mean, he's of our era. He'd know. If that's the case, mind blown. I feel dumb for not knowing it. I just thought it was like, I don't know what I thought. There's guys with purple tails and flocks of seagulls,
makeup on their
bullshit.
Faces, and weird leather pants and lots of hair. Aquanet.
Yeah. Tear us apart again. Like that's all I can think of. What song is that? I was just singing.
That was Level Tear Us Apart by Joy Division.
Okay, there we go.
Which became New Order after the suicide of their lead singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Again, I don't know anything about nothing. My youth is just superficial. I have no knowledge of anything underneath. All right.
And they became the New Order after the loss of Ian. Oh, what was the guy's name? Not Ian Hunter. Ian Curtis. Thank you, Kiwi Damo 72. Yeah.
I love New Order. Didn't know they were connected.
Yep.
All right, here's that song. Sorry, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we will be back very soon with more. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Oh, that guy.
I love that guy.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Although he should be on someone's list. You know what I mean?
Like a watch list?
Yeah, because you never know. I'm just saying. Not that wrestling fans who think it's real are a threat directly. Just a thought, maybe.